Okay, folks, let's look at two exam-style questions that could appear on the higher tier GCSE Maths, okay, potentially also foundation tier. So the last few questions on a foundation tier and the first few questions on a higher tier, okay? So this first one, it says make V the subject of the formula T is equal to a half mv squared. So step one, I'm going to get rid of this half here by multiplying both sides of my formula or equation by 2. So timesing both sides by 2, guys, we get 2t, so 2 capital T, okay, is equal to mv squared. What's next? Well, I've got an m attached to this v squared, so I'm going to divide both sides of my equation or formula by m. So I'm going to divide by m divided by m. These m's are going to cancel, so we get 2t is equal to v squared. What's the opposite of squaring, guys? Well done, you guessed it. It's going to be to square root, but don't forget the plus and minus here. Okay, so plus or minus v, okay. So t is equal to that, okay? Yeah, because remember, a quadratic here, when you have a power of 2, it can be positive and negative, okay? Although in this context, you're probably looking at time, so you wouldn't actually need like the negative, but it's just in case that like we are working in displacement or whatever it is, okay, where we're not looking, yeah, just at the magnitude, okay? So yeah, because if you square minus 2 root t, that will get you back to v squared equals 2t. So we must include the plus and minus, okay, here, okay? So yeah, bear that in mind. Next question, are these shapes similar? Explain your answer. So looking at similar shapes. First part was rearranging a formula or equation. So to go from 6 to 12, we times by 2. To go from 8 to 14, we actually don't times by 2, because if we times by 2, then it would actually be 16 there. So we times by 1 point something. Okay, so because we're multiplying by different numbers, okay, the scale factor is not consistent, so the shapes are not similar. Okay, so no, because, okay, to go from 6 to 12, we times it by 2, but to go from 8 to 14, we times by whatever it is, 1 point something, okay, which is less than 2. Okay, because 8 fit in, oops, sorry guys, so 8 fit into 14, yeah, once with a remainder of 6, okay? So it's 1 6/8, okay, which is 1 3/4, which is 1.75 as a decimal, okay? And because 1.75 is not the same as 2, they cannot be similar, okay? If that was 16 instead here, then yes. Or if this was 9, I believe, is that right? Yeah. Is that right? No, maybe not 9. If it was 8, sorry. Is that right? 3/4 of 8 would be what? 6. Yeah, or if it was like, I don't know, yeah, like this was 1.75 years of scale factor. Sorry, yeah, if it was 9, I think. It's 9, right? I can't remember. So I'm trying to do it in my head. 6 times 1.75. Okay, you'd get a number like smaller than 12, yeah, but I believe. So 5 by 6 makes 30. Okay, 7 by 6 makes 42, plus 3 makes 45. Carry the 4. Decimal point lines up. 10 times 6 plus 4. Sorry, 1 times 6 plus 4 makes 10. So yeah, sorry, if this was 10.5 is what I meant to say, sorry, then yes, okay, because then you'd be times by 1.75. But because you're multiplying by different scale factors, they are not similar, okay? Sorry for actually waffling there, but yeah, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, the first part was rearranging a formula or equation, and the second part is looking at similar shapes, particularly similar triangles involving scale factors.